Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Intel Extreme Masters Katowice qualifiers, as we have one round down, and I've replaced my next member here, as we do have Todd next to me for this next series of games, and they're belters, these next games coming up, aren't they?
Oh my god, we're coming out with the belters words. I love it. Yeah, they are. I picked this one match here from round 2. I thought it kind of stands out.
Nice.
Europe's finest against one of Korea's finest in Maru.
Yeah.
And it's going to be sick. And speaking of him, he's here in the top left-hand side playing as the red Terran. It is GNR Green Wings, Maru.
It's going to be good. I'm excited for this one. And down to the bottom right-hand corner is the Finnish phenom. In the blue, it is Serral. Oof, what a match. Serral versus Maru.
Huge matchup there. Maru didn't seem to mind the lag too much in the previous series against T-Drogo. That was very impressive, very macro-intensive. In that second game, we saw the resources lost. He was killing so much more than he was losing. So apparently, he's immune to the delay. But against a beast here in Serral, let's see what he can do and if he can do anything differently. Because Serral, he's still the guy that everybody is talking about, as in he's one of the top dogs in Europe, and he's doing really well against everybody that he plays against.
Definitely is, going up against Maru here. It's funny because, you know, of all the players that we've had throughout StarCraft II, these two, Maru I will see as eternally young. Like, he will actually never age beyond, like, the age of 15, 16. And Serral's sort of there as well, but we see more of him, so, but it's a little bit different. But they're just two prodigies of their own regions of, you know, South Korea, Europe, coming together and fighting against one another. It's an awesome game.
Youth against youth.
That's right, Todd. Something we lack.
We make up for it with the experience, though.
Yeah, I guess
But these guys, to be honest, they're starting to be really experienced as well. They've been doing this for a long time. Serral has matured up a bit. You know, he's wearing that hat, like the beret. Or
Who, Serral?
yeah.
Oh, yeah, he does wear a hat, doesn't he?
He does wear like the one hat.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I think he got that from his dad, because his dad came to some tournaments. He was wearing the same one. I was like, oh yeah, like father, like son.
I see his dad at like every tournament I go to. It's crazy.
Hey, esports dad, man.
Yeah, he's a true esports dad. I like that. I like that a lot.
The one time my dad came to a tournament I was playing, and he had no clue what was happening.
My parents have still never been to a tournament, actually, now that I think about that.
Have you invited them, though?
50-50. Anyway, that's going to get the SPC. Yeah.
Serral sneaks across the map with 6 lings here, and he went around that Reaper. Maru didn't expect that, did it? He had heard that Serral was a macro player that doesn't rush.
There you go. There you go. And that is a big amount of damage. Forcing the cancellation there, making sure that he's going to have to start it on the high ground now. Forcing the Reaper to get back. Everything's going Serral up here.
Oh, these 2 lings took one for the team. By the way, they allowed the other lings to get out now.
Well done.
The decoy.
Yeah, they separated away.
Yeah.
Jeez, Serral.
Meet back at the pickup point. They're going to be able to evacuate here for now. And in the meantime, Serral's droning up. That's a big investment, you know, to get 6 lings like this. Yeah. But I would say it was definitely worth it, because he canceled the command center, forced it on the high ground. And behind this, Serral already being on 3 hatcheries, he's going to completely take off on that drone count here in a second, just by injecting and making as many drones as he can. Obviously, he has to respect the units that are going to be thrown at him in the, you know, the Hellions, the one Viking that's being made and all. But as long as he doesn't take any damage from these guys here, it should be fun. The Queen's actually off creep here for just 1 second, and Maru will jump on the opportunity to try and get some drones.
Might take some damage here. 2 lings almost bring down that Hellion at the front. There was a KD8 charge trying to slow down the Queens from getting up the ramp, but this Queen now focusing down at the Reaper to start. Will get it, but this Hellion's doing quite a bit of work.
3 drones so far. Like, I mean, that's damage, but is it really enough for sacrificing all of these units? Probably not. Look at the worker count, 35 to 26, and like I said, that's the Zerg already on triple hatchery, which means that injects and drones are going to be on the menu, and he's going to get so many of them. Supply block is nice here, actually, for Maru to achieve, but it's not going to last very long, as we already see 3 overlords on the way. And Serral's creep spread, by the way, is in full motion at the front here.
Yeah, getting it going quite quickly. And I bet anything, Maru is hoping for more than just 1 overlord with that Viking. There was only 1 out in the middle of the map. Now microing these Queens to try and slow down the Hellion onslaught again. No speed, so the Lings can't quite easily catch up.
That was sick. These moving shots with Queens. Like they were Marines, you know? Like,
that's right.
Where's this team pack?
Please do not give Queens the team pack.
Whoa! Nice to run. Oh my god. Serral's a beast.
Did
he lost 0 drone here.
No way.
On that one exchange. 50 walkers to 30 now.
Oof.
And that's not gonna stop even. Like, because he keeps on killing units as well, it makes him even more confident that he can keep on making drones because there is going to be less of a threat in terms of actual units that are there and can kill stuff. That guy, though, going to be a little bit dangerous.
20 workers down. It feels like Maru has to continue on this aggression. The Liberator's going to do a bit of damage here. The 3 Queens shooed the Viking away from the Overlord at the top to make sure that it didn't get another kill. So very, very impressive defense setup here by Serral so far.
And he's going into Banelings with Carapace here. Lera halfway through done. Maru's going to start a 3rd CC here in his wall at the natural. And I'm just loving Serral's position here. 51 walkers to 34. He's got 12 on the production tab on the way as well. Like his economy is going to be completely out of control here. And keep in mind, we're on Abyssal Reef. Taking a 4th and 5th base is going to be very easy here and securing them. And it's not like Maru's going to be able to do some sort of tank push anytime soon, you know, around the natural base of Serral to siege from the low ground. So Serral in a dominant position here, I would say.
Absolutely. He's in his element. He is just absolutely flying away with it on the side. In snow. There you go. We know about that in Katowice right now.
Abyssal Reef is inspired from the landscapes of Finland.
That's right. Although you don't really have much subterranean things going on.
Subterranean and snow. And big flying sharks.
Big flying sharks, yeah. I've seen some of those in Finland. Back in the days, that's what the common occurrence was. Gonna have 1-1-1-1-1-1 all the way for all of these both of these players at the moment. And Maru's slowly catching up in supply, but he still doesn't have his 3rd base locked down.
Yeah.
He's gonna try and move out with a double drop.
He's gonna have to start doing a lot of damage here with some of his drops. There is no way around it. Like the income advantage graph.
Oof. It's too much.
This is like Maru's gonna flatline real soon, and not in the right way of that here. If this keeps going like that,
he's gonna have a very difficult time with it. We're getting the Idealist upgrade on the way. Centrifugal hooks is almost done. This double drop's gonna try and find a position, which is the most common position to try and exploit with that siege tank. But the creep almost wraps around to the point where we could see Serral clean this up slowly.
He's going to move the Spore here to buy a little bit of time. There is only 1 tank, technically. Good pressure stats. That's so sick.
Yeah, and he's going
to
come in.
Push the medivac away, and now he engages with the Lynx and Banes.
The siege tank actually focused down the Banelings to try and slow that down, but it just wasn't enough because, unfortunately for him, it just doesn't have the right amount of units against what we're seeing here from Serral at the moment. 120 supply to 95.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to keep on getting worse here as well for Maru. Like, any one of his attacks just hasn't done enough damage, and in the meantime, we've got Serral now going to Hydralisk, Muscular Augments, just completed. He's getting +2 Carapace, he's starting to get a lot of Banelings. If he wanted, he could start swarming Maru completely.
This is going to be a bust here at the front, with those 9 Banelings morphing in, 2/2s on the way. If Maru didn't do something when he was on 30 workers, he's definitely not doing anything right now. He's going to have to play very passively, busts on in, and here comes the attack. Ling's going to be flooding into this natural base. All right, onto the STVs, but that's a lot of Marines to be able to clean it up.
That armory was not meant to be here. Maru's going to have to restart that. He does get the cleanup and only loses 2 STVs. That could have gone a lot worse, but in the meantime, Serral looking for some Baneling connections on that 3rd base, and Maru again with some nice saves only loses 2 more STVs.
Serral on the other side is engulfing the map though, Todd.
Yeah.
This is Creep Spread City, and these Lings are going to try and go for another attack on towards that 3rd base with the Banelings.
It's Creep Spread City, and he knows all the detours.
That's right, he's got all the shortcuts going on, all the taxi drivers in Creep City. He's just going to be able to get all the wiggly ways and get all around all these buildings. Doing all right.
Every time I look at the production tab, I see like 7 Creep Tumors or something like spreading. Like he's right on top of it, and he's doing so well with that. Now we got the Infestation Pit on the way for Serral, whereas Maru still has to start his 2/2. He did remake the... the armory, oh my god.
Pulls away. Not going to lose any STVs by the looks of things. Maybe just 2 or so, 4. All right.
That's something, that's the thing, right? For Serral, it's very inexpensive to send a couple Lynx and Banes in like this, and every time he does a little bit of damage. In the meantime, he's the guy with over 20 more walkers than his opponent.
Yeah.
And now 5 bases as well.
Especially, yeah, it's the 5 bases. The one thing is he's very mid-game heavy because he doesn't have the gases on his 4th or 5th base just yet to transition into that late game, but now he's slowly starting doing it, right? He's getting that hive on the way and then adding on those gases now and a 6th base to be able to really start cranking things up.
I don't know if it will come down to this at some point, but I hope that Maru eventually moves out and then just sees the creep just right outside of his front doorstep, and he's like, wait, what? What went wrong there? Like, Because Serral is doing so well with that, and with the way the game is going as well. I guess he doesn't have to attack like all the time.
Yeah.
So he's just sending a couple units here, a couple units there, macroing, and then when he has time, just spreading those creep tumors for more creep. And I mean, for Maru to win here, I'm not sure what he's going to take. Like, he's going to have to take a super cost-effective fight. Every single one of his attacks keeps getting shut down, and I think it's going to be no different for that guy. I think he saw it on the left, maybe with some links that were going by.
He must have. That's really unfortunate there for Maru, and he sends out this squad to try and deny creep, but they're getting nowhere. It's nigh on impossible to shut down all the creep angles that are going to be hitting for Serral for now for Maru, so he's going to have to play such a slow game.
Serral just did something I love, by the way. He realizes in how dominant position he is. Like, only big drops around the map could do something. Whoa, he's going to go for the fight here. Maru overstepping a little bit.
He's got so many banelings. So many banelings.
You're not welcome on your fourth base.
Oh my god, just run away. It's not even that many siege tanks to complement that. And Serral says, can you please stay in your 3 base?
There is a sign that says no trespassing, but it's not Maru's, it's Serral's.
That's right.
On that 4th base. Yeah, I was saying, Serral, look at the overlords at the bottom side of the map and top right-hand side.
Yeah.
He realized that only big drops maybe somehow could start turning the tide for Maru. He's like, you know what, not going to let that happen. Puts overlords everywhere. He has vision everywhere right now. Serral's vision on the map, he sees 80% of it.
And I think the Queens did kill that one Viking prior, so it's not like he's even fearful of that one Viking from early on in the game actually walking around doing something. Yeah. Of course, Liberators could come out eventually and start being annoying, but still, Hydralisks could help out positions, certainly.
Maru removing a little bit of the creep here right outside his 4th base. So right now he's thinking he's ignoring the warnings. He's ignoring them again. I'm going to have to teach him.
No trespassing. You're going to get a fine for that, mate. $50. Well,
the fine's going to be the map loss. More like it.
Might end up being more for $50 if you don't qualify for Katowice. There's going to be these banelings moving on through now against this. It's not very big Bioforce. Siege tanks are on that left-hand side. They're trying to soak up some of the Zerglings that are coming into those bases to harass. And actually, it's not a bad defense, but he loses a lot of workers, and that will be GG. When I said it's not a bad defense, I mean, he's done. It's a bit different.
Wow, Serral with a textbook rampage of how to destroy a Terran here on this map. Really excellent build order, everything. Like the plan to just go around with links really caught Maru by surprise. And you have to wonder in game 2, Maru is, I think, maybe going to be a little bit more conservative with his first Reaper and try to get some extra vision, because he didn't really seem to think that Serral could go for that kind of thing. You know, like maybe it's a thing you do against Bly. You look out for those 6-lings, but against Serral, not necessarily. Got punished big time for it. And then from there, Serral always had the momentum, always had the defense, and did really well. Yeah,
very difficult when you're 20 workers down and not having done any damage during that kind of phase there for Maru. Let's take a look at the bracket to get updates as to what's gone on. I think a little birdie on Twitter just before tweeted and showed me a spoiler for this bracket. So as you can see, Maru currently not 1-0 against Serral. Serral is 1-0 there. And that our production was a little bit ambitious. So they're like, wait a minute.
Bly actually beat Snoot, by the way.
Yeah, he did 2-1. 2-1.
A little bit of a surprise. Snoot is quite the ZvT specialist.
Yeah, there we go. Good job, production. And then we can take a look down at the lower bracket as well, whilst this is going on. And it looks like Trap and Snoot hasn't gone on just yet. Creator, Petit Drogo, True, and Hellraiser, and Harstem still waiting for his opponent.
That's a whole lot of Protosses in the lower bracket. What's going on?
That I suppose it is.
The tables have turned, Katowice.
Have they? We'll find out at the very end of the tournament. Although that being said, there's a lot of strong Protosses, Zergs, and even the Terrans being represented
here.
It's
pretty crazy to look at a European server qualifier and see guys like Maru in there. Yeah. Creator, Trap is like, wait, what? Like, it's funny because usually you almost never get server qualifiers in StarCraft, or like not that many. Usually, it's more like region based and all that. Yeah. So for these guys to actually try on another server, it's pretty impressive, right? With the delay, like you have to imagine how laggy it must be for some of these guys.
I think it shows the hunger for a lot of these Korean players to want to get to Katowice, realistically, because they're willing to step out of their comfort zones.
They're on the hunt.
Oh, no. Oh, God, here we go again. Let's get into this game. Up to the top left in the red, representing Ents, it is Serral. Bloody on the hunt. Oh, my God. And down to the bottom right-hand corner in the blue, representing Jinnair Green Wings, it's Maru.
Who apparently has had enough of this creep spread and droning. He wants none of that.
He's heard of that foregone Serral from across the world, And now, after experiencing it himself...
Okay, that's going to... Oh, my God.
Well,
He sees the SCV even before the barracks starts.
I mean, surely you could just send one drone down.
Yeah.
If you really wanted. That's
I love that
so
Maru
early.
sees it as well. He sends his second SCV elsewhere. Okay, he's going to kind of hide the second rack, try and pretend it's just the one.
Isn't it going to be seen by the second Overlord?
I don't think
very
so.
close, very close.
Yeah, I don't think. He's sending a lot of drones, by the way, Serral, for that one barracks. If you can get the cancel at the last second, it's the best, because then the Terran cannot finish that barracks.
I think
What is he supposed to do? Send one more SCV? The same thing could happen.
Yeah. I think he saw the other one. He's sending 2 drones down on the other one as well.
Oh my God.
This is just...
He's not getting the cancel though. Oh my God, these SCVs are like ninjas.
Yeah, the other one in between the mineral line is really irritating. Look at it. Bouncing about. Did you watch the most recent Carbots
no.
animation? It's exactly about this, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, so there you go.
Damn, this SCV like Ro8 in the club. Pop in and lock in.
That's right. He's an enigma. He moves around elusively.
He's going to hate this.
Well, Serral's still keeping some drones there, just working away at these barracks, and there's going to be a Reaper on the way. The other one got cancelled because the SCV was just not having any time there.
How do you say disaster in Korean? Because I think right now that's what Maru should have on his mind. Like, sure, that Reaper will come out, but we've got a Queen on the way. I don't know how Maru can salvage this. He's going to have some of the sickest Reaper micro he's ever had. And we know he's got a good micro, but even then, I mean, with the Queen on the way and Lynx being added on momentarily, it's going to be tough.
Yep, so it's the command center behind all of this, factory going down as well as gas. Maru walks away with his tail between his legs, and this poor little Reaper gonna just have to do some work. He's not doing too badly, but look at the micro on the drones, jeez.
Yeah, Serral is so sick. He actually has lost nothing yet.
Sarah's like, you're in my house now, Maru. This is Europe. It's going to be able to do very, very well so far.
So if Abyssal was Finland, what is Ascension to Higher?
Ascension to Aya? Oh.
Iceland.
You could say it's like the forests of Iceland. You know, the little trees kind of spattered around a little bit. There you go. But why Iceland?
I don't know. I just saw a lot of green, and I was like, actually, then the more I thought about it, the more I was like, hey, Iceland, this is all that green.
A lot of my friends go to Iceland, actually, and kind of like do biking, like motorbike trolls around. It looks very like darkish green and black. So it's not too bad. There's a lot of like waterfalls and things.
Yeah.
So there you go. You can do that.
Ascension to Higher needs more waterfalls.
That's right. I like waterfalls. Wait a minute, what's that? In the middle of the map.
That's the barracks.
Oh, it landed there.
And he's making Marines.
I guess he's just going to go for a big follow-up push.
Yeah, he's going to get a bunch of Hellions, and you see the armory, he's going to get Eldats, basically. I like this, actually, because he's keeping the racks in the middle. He's not having to wait the whole time until it finally flies at home. And Maru knows he has to be aggressive as well. Like, that was an initial rush that I don't think did enough. Like, obviously, he kept Serral on a lower worker count for a little bit, forced some links early and stuff, but I definitely think he needs more damage. Serral last game had quite a few queens. That's why he also had a great creep spread. Now he's going to need many of these guys to actually properly help against the... Oh my god, he gets this round as well. To actually help against the Hellbats.
Yep.
Because he's not getting roaches. Usually you'd either want a lot of queens or roaches. And look at the production type. He's getting 2 more queens right now. Let's see if Serral can get ready. He spotted the armory. Serral sees everything. He's not missing a thing.
+1 mech weapons. There's going to start Cloak and a Banshee here. It feels like Maru is just kind of 2 steps behind where he should be currently in the game. 3 more queens are being added on. Baneling Nest going down. A few more drones coming out for Serral. Going to clean up some of the creep at the front, which is nice to start things. Queens just greet this and push away the medevac.
And now the links are going to swoop in. And the queens are still targeting on the medevac. He's going to get it.
Oh, everything's dead.
Oh my god, Serral. He's such a beast.
He didn't even kill that many lings in that. He got one of the queens, but all the lings have gone to the backside of those Hellbats.
And like, Serral doesn't mind losing the queens even, because he's got so many of them. He still can inject a lot. Still can creep spread a lot with all of these guys. He knows that there is Cloak on the way too, so Spores are going to be on time.
It's a sorry sight for Maru at the moment. He's going to have to find another angle somehow.
He's going to need like the sickest run by ever. Killing like 15 drones.
The command center goes down. He's still in for the long haul by the looks of things. But It's going to be difficult. There's already units to greet at the third base. The Queens have just moved down.
Right now, the numbers are not as impressive as last game in Serral's favor, but it's still, I think, good for him, in my opinion.
Yep.
Like, obviously, you know, Maru is keeping up on the walker count, 42 to 49.
All right, slow mech time. Maru doesn't feel like he can go with the bio again to try and deal with things. I mean, he already had the Hellbat as well as the armory trying to transition a bit more smoothly. But it's full mech swing.
Yeah, that Banshee going to be detected here. Then over here. Lots of the Banelings actually while morphing here gets sniped. Looks like there's going to be another hold here for Serral, who just loses a lot of links. Gets the Banshee as well, actually. I can't believe Maru didn't pull that back on time.
Difficult for Maru right now. Another Banshee's going to enter the fray at the front. Centrifugal hooks as well as 16 more links in production now for Serral.
He's really worried actually about this. Getting 16 more links even though he just held the initial wave. Serral is really respecting Maru's capability to throw a lot of units at him.
And how many Queens does he have right now? If we take a look at how many Queens, 6. So that's... I don't think any of them died in that former push. So having those 6 alone with just a few more links is such a good defense, such a strong defense.
While they were defending, though, I'm not sure if he was properly injecting and stuff, so maybe that was delayed a little bit, but 62 walkers to 47 is definitely a good indicator that Serral has done something right. Hydra Den now on the way. And this time he's not getting carapace, actually, by the way.
Oh,
last game he prioritized that. Like, that was the first upgrade that he actually went into +2 with.
Yeah, I think he's fully realizing it's mech, and carapace doesn't do as much against mech, so just get the melee and the range, so you can have your lings, your hydras in there when you want them. Everything can bust down that mech force.
Yeah, very good point. That's exactly why. Maybe I wonder, do you ever drop some Banelings against Terran? Because we haven't. Before it was just the run bys.
I think you could definitely get in against mech, right? If he's somehow kind of pushing a little bit difficult against it, but at the same time, it really depends on how passive this mech is going to be until Maru wants to push out. But he's out in the middle of the map constantly. That's
Maru for you. That guy just cannot sit back ever. He just loves to attack. And I think Serral identifies that really well. That's why he's looking to try and do some counterattacks here and there at times. He needs to have the proper defense back at home. That army is actually pretty scary for Maru.
They get through to a lot of those Hellbats at the back there and try and do a lot of damage there. The Hydralisks, though.
Oh, the counterattack on the other side.
Lings, I think. A lot of Lings. These Hydras don't have the easiest time being able to hold this. He needs to get all of his 6 Queens in tandem with one another to be able to push and hold on to that. And once he cleans this up, that's it for Maru. He has nothing else. Maru has to do big damage now.
Yeah, he's sitting on top of the production at the natural here. He's going to start on killing a lot of drones here really soon. Serral needs to reinforce, but units are coming in one by one and dying really quick here. That's the problem right now.
Yeah. Queens at the back here trying to focus down these Hellbats as well as the Cyclones. One of them already falls. Another Transfuse goes down here. He's trying to keep the drones alive as much as possible. 10 drones died versus 11 SCVs. Big mule numbers get dropped there at the third base here for Maru. Oh, 2 Banelings. Elude. Nope, do not elude. Sorry, boys.
Really good job by Maru to get on top of the second hatchery like this and get as many drones as he did. Now, 58 walkers to 51. That's actually supposedly better for Terran as long as they keep on spamming mules from triple orbital, because this is an orbital there. So income-wise, we see Maru over 3,000 right now. Serral is at 2,200.
How well's this Hydralisk counterattack going to do? There's a lot of units moving down to the south here. Those Lings at the top were drawing some of that army away, and this has gone undetected up until now.
Okay, Maru really needs to learn to kind of sit back here for a little bit, because he's got a good advantage here with that last attack where he got good trades. If he just kind of sits back and masses for a little bit, the next attack will be so scary, but he keeps on taking damage because he moves out too early. And Serral, I mean, even like this whole force, like if the entire army of Maru is here, this attack here cannot do anything of Serral, but...
It's just Hydras and Lings in production. Here comes some Banelings, though. Does he realize they're there? Yes, he does. Lings and Hydras coming in from the top here. Trying to morph the Hellbats in mid-fight. Could be a bit of a catastrophe. Banelings get through to the mineral line. 12 workers go down. Hydra is still doing a lot of damage, and these SCVs are going to have to run for the hills, Todd.
Serral with a counter-attack here. Somehow Maru was like moving out of position for just 1 second, gets punished for it big time. A lot of his army just dies. Serral realizing that there is no tanks, that Maru just wants to keep on attacking. He gets a lot of Hydras.
Yeah.
And that deals very well here with this army of Maru.
The small units now left of Serral aren't going to defend too well themselves, but he's done so much damage there. So much damage with that.
damn, Maru had done so well with that push, but then all he had to do was kind of like sit there, reinforce that location. He could even have locked on onto those overseers and killed them, but he didn't do that in the first place. Was too worried about the ground.
Gonna find another way in. And
Serral is relentless with his run-bys, by the way.
And that wall has just not been completed for the entire game. It's just been used to try and move through the mech as fast as possible, but that has come at the disadvantage of these Lings constantly getting in, getting into those mineral lines. More SCVs are gonna die.
It's a work in progress, guys, just like construction sites.
What, that take 3 years to build after being predicted to do 6 months?
Yeah.
Like every construction site ever. Sorry, Maru. And these Cyclones can hold at the front for a while, but Serral is going to have outmassing numbers in a few moments' time.
Yeah, armies to fly. He's going to completely take off here for Serral, who has much more production, and he's only making units right now. He's happy with his 72 walkers, and I mean, he should be. Maru's on 23.
Yeah. Just keep the numbers down, keep thinning them, keep throwing Lings and Hydralisks at your opponent.
Look at the supply, Kailaris.
It's very telling, isn't it? Very telling. Double the supply at the moment for Serral over Maru. 10 Banelings morphing in. This will be the defense, this will be the crush of this army, and then that will be the GG.
That counter-attack by Serral was so sick. I feel like a lot of Zergs would not have gone for it. And Maru was about to get 2-1. He was about to have enough army to deal with the army of Serral. Serral hit the one crisp timing where he would deal really a lot of damage to that army of Maru.
Maru being told you're not coming to Europe and taking easy spots. Serral 2-0 in the upper bracket will knock Maru down into the lower bracket.
And teaches him who's in charge here. Quite convincingly.
Yeah. Plants his Finnish flag down. Says no.
In his bag.
In his bag. I got grim. But there you go. There you go. So unfortunately for Maru, down in the lower bracket.
Yeah. Was there a second game we were supposed to jump to? I just realized we just covered the one.
I can't remember.
I think maybe it was like the winner of Showtime Stefano, which they've been delayed for the most part, so maybe that's why we didn't head into a second game.
Yeah, it's definitely taken a while, that game, compared to the others, which I think there was a slight delay for that game starting at the beginning anyway, and that might be why it's taken a little bit longer to get going. But
a slight delay for Stefano's series when he's one of the guys that plays some of the longest series out there.
What a surprise.
Sounds like a recipe for a disaster to me.
But that means Serral now is 1 game away from actually qualifying. He's in the upper bracket semi, and if he's able to win there, he does qualify for the Intel Extreme Masters Katowice, which I think a lot of people look at this bracket and think to themselves, Serral, that's a good pick to be able to qualify.
Maybe we can check in with the bracket so we can see like his potential opponents.
Let's do that. Let's check in with that bracket. And Serral and Namsha, look at Namsha up at the top, going zerg, 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 zerg all the way. And he is currently finding himself in a semi-final position as well. Showtime Inertio is currently going on as Stefano did lose out to Showtime in the round of 16.
Yeah, that's Namsha. Wow. Like, he's always that guy that, like, you know, in some events, he beats like 1 or 2 super big names. And I mean, right now in Europe, the top dogs are very, very clear, by the way. It's Serral, Elaser, Inertio, and Showtime. So for Namsha to beat one of these guys is very, very impressive. I wonder how he will do, and if he's even able to qualify, that would be a big deal here.
I think also we saw him in WCS qualifiers last year, just kind of having the runs against Zergs, where he was able to push himself so far into those qualifiers. But looking down at the lower bracket, Creator is gone. T-Drogo is able to eliminate him.
Yeah.
T-Drogo against Elaser. And then Maru versus True is going to be happening in a few moments' time as well.
2 of the Korean players meeting in the lower bracket round 2. That's quite insane. And then T-Drogo, Elaser, the 2 practice partners that we heard so much of in the past and that have trained so much together are once again going to meet. And usually Elaser is pretty confident against Protoss, so it's going to be interesting to see if T-Drogo can put up a fight.
Yeah, definitely is, definitely is. I did get word that we're waiting for, I think it's Showtime's match that should be coming up. Yeah, in a few moments' time. But until then, we don't really have much going on. So they're just getting their maps ready and good to go. We're going to go to a short break here, ladies and gentlemen. And when we return, more StarCraft action from the Intel Extreme Masters Katowice.